Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Life in All Its Beauty. My name is Marianne, and today I'm going through my yarn stash. So it won't be including any of the scraps that I have, just like the actual balls, at least what I've determined are going to be my balls. There's really no determining factor. I know I've got some balls in my scrap yarn that are bigger than some of the little balls that I have in here. So it's just kind of where I've got it stored right now. But for the most part, these are whole or mostly whole balls of yarn. So to start off with, I actually want to show you this cute little hat that I made with the Centro knitting machine. It's the first hat that I've actually finished, and it's a double layered hat. So it's, folded in half, and I sewed the ends together so that it's not going to come apart at all. And the intention of this hat, like I said in my last video, is to donate to a crisis pregnancy center near me. So I've got this one made, and I could show you the yarn in a second. That'll be the first ball that I show. But I'm really excited with how it turned out. I mean, if I can get some good light on that. Look how cute that is. It's the most adorable thing ever. I love it. So I made that. I also tried using the Dollar Tree chenille yarn, and it turned out really well. I'm surprised with how it worked. I obviously haven't closed this one up at all, but I will probably be doing that later today, probably when I get home from work. And I'm excited because it's so soft and warm. It's, not itchy at all. This would be perfect for a baby. I'm thinking probably not newborn. This yarn doesn't feel like it's gonna be quite as small as newborn heads would require. But I mean, definitely as you start getting into some of the older months, I think it'd be super cute. And again, this one I'll fold in half. And that one's gonna be really warm. And that was nearly the whole ball of chenille yarn. I'm not sure if I would do that in the future, simply because it's so thick that I don't think it's required. But anyway, that's beside the point. This is a yarn video, not a what Marianne has made on her Centro machine video. But I thought I would share because I've been having a lot of fun with that. So I'm going to be dividing my yarn into two different piles today. It's going to be my projects yarn for use in knitting or learning how to knit and crochet, and then my machine knitting yarns, so the yarns that I want to use for making baby hats. So even though there might be some yarns in here that I don't love, I won't be using them on the machine knitting because I won't be using them for machine knitting because they won't fit through the machine very well. So the first yarn that I'm going to start off with is this ball, like I said, that I made this hat with. And I didn't realize, I've had this yarn for like 5 years. It was given to me without the label. I'm not sure if it was used before or not. But as I was using this to make the hat, I realized that there is actually some whiter yarn. I think this is actually just white. Some white yarn in there. And that surprised me. I've had this ball of yarn for 5 or 6 years. Didn't know that. But I'm definitely going to be making more baby hats with this because I just think it turned out super cute. So this is going to go in my machine knitting pile. The next yarn that I have is this. It's Lion Brand Homespun. I have no clue what color. But I did try to put this through the machine and it did not work. It's too thick. Which I wasn't sure if it would or not because, like I said, it is pretty thick. So I'll have to find a different project for this. So I'm going to put that over in my projects yarn. I'm going to follow it up with another Lion Brand Homespun. This is in the color Forest. And again, can't put this through the machine. So I'm going to be using this for a project. Not sure which projects yet. And finally, another Lion Brand Homespun. I think I've got one more. Yeah, this one here. Again, no labels. I have no idea what color these are. but I will have to find a project for these as well. I really like this yarn. It's really soft, but it's difficult to crochet with just because its texture makes it hard to see the stitches. So I might end up doing something more of like a moss stitch, or something where I'm crocheting in between the stitches as opposed to into the stitches, because then I find it a little bit easier to not be skipping stitches or struggling with where to put my crochet hook. Even though I've been crocheting for years and years, it's still something, especially with textured yarns like that, that I struggle with. It makes it not as pleasant to crochet. Following that, I've got this Country Loom Loops and Threads yarn. This is in the color Caravan. And I know I've got another half ball of this somewhere. I might try it through the knitting machine. I'm probably going to run into the same issue that I had with the homespun. It is pretty thick, so I might not even attempt it. It's labeled as super bulky, so like I said, I probably won't. The only reason why I think it might be able to is because it's got, much like the homespun, it's got kind of that same squishier, not as thick, but still like a, I don't know how quite to describe it, but it's solid. The yarns aren't as tightly packed, so it's not as solid. It squishes in more easily. But I probably will just put this into my projects pile and find something to do with it. The next yarn that I have is this, falling apart. This was Lion Brand Landscapes in Fuchsia. It's got the Walmart sale tag, and I got this years ago. I think I was in high school. So it's a beautiful color. I love this yarn. I found that it pilled pretty easily, but I will probably be using this to make baby hats. It's really soft and I've felt it very comfortable. So I'm going to be using this for baby hats. I think it'll be so cute. Next, I'm going to assume this is Red Heart. It feels like a Red Heart Super Saver, and I will probably be using this again for baby hats. The thing with a lot of like the Lion Brand yarns is that you can make them softer by using like hair conditioner from dollar store or something like that, or like washing it can also help it. So even though they might be a little bit more scratchy, you can make them softer, which is why I feel comfortable using them to make baby hats. So I will be making sure they are comfortable for babies. Don't worry about that. But I think this would knit up into a really cute hat. I've also got these two as well. Again, I think these are both Lion Brand Red Heart Super Saver. I have a lot of unmarked yarns simply because I've used them for projects. When I'm done, I cake them up, and I don't care so much to keep the tags, or I didn't. I just knew that, you know, this is the kind of yarn that I wanted. This is the kind of yarn I was going to use. Then I've got this nice green ball, and this I'm almost positive is Karen of some sort. Not sure exactly what kind, but I do remember the color was Kelly green. So Karen, some sort of yarn, Kelly green. And these yarns I actually used along with some others that I don't currently have. I had this one as well. This is a Big Twist Value yarn in orange, simply named. But these yarns I used to make a temperature blanket, and I made that for the year 2021, which was a year that was pretty significant for me. You know, I graduated from college, I moved to Minnesota, and I got married. So, big year. And I really wanted to make a temperature blanket for that year back in 2021 as it was occurring. So, those are leftover yarns from that. And then I've also got this very plasticky feeling gray yarn. I don't think it's good for baby hats simply because it's so plasticky. So I'm going to be putting this with my project yarns. Originally I got this yarn, I don't know what kind of brand it was, but I originally got this yarn because I wanted to make a canvas sort of a thing. It was going to have a dragon pattern, so this was going to be the background color, and then I was going to have like a green dragon. And I was crocheting it in corner to corner crochet, but I just ended up not liking it that much. I think I messed up somewhere in the graph, and I just took it apart. I didn't care so much for it. Another thing with this yarn is that it's got a lot of knots in it because I cut a lot of yarn while I was making that corner to corner crochet for the different sections. And so I just tied them back together, figure I'll weave in the ends when I get there. So the other box that I have, so that was one box that just had a few balls. The other box that I have, again, this is Red Heart Super Saver in Frosty Green, and I will be using this probably for baby hats. Some more of that red from earlier, so I'll be using that as well. This is, I want to say it's Big Twist, some type of yarn. It feels more cottony to me, but it might still be acrylic, so it might be like a cotton acrylic blend. I got this years ago though, and I don't remember. I just know that it works up differently than the acrylics that I have, and it feels more like the cotton that I've worked with in the past. So I don't have much of this left, but I really like this color, so it'll probably be perfect for baby hats. Here's the rest of that one ball, the loops and threads ball. So I'm going to be throwing that over with my projects for that. And then I've got the green color that I was using to make the dragon canvas with the gray. So this is the unused yarn, and I know I've got another ball about this size of the gray yarn. I have no idea where it is. I thought it was in this box, but I was looking through a bit earlier and I couldn't find it, so no idea where that yarn is. But yeah, so this yarn, again, it's really plasticky feeling. It's not bad, but it just feels, like I said, very plasticky, very squishy. So I don't know how comfortable it would be as a hat. I've also got this Pound of Love, very big ball, in the color Quartz. And I just got this in this past January, so it was about mid-January that I got it, a few weeks back. And my intention is to knit something with this. So like I said, I want to learn how to knit this year, and this is what I'm going to use to do it. I've got this and this and this, the Red Heart Boutique, I think. So this one I know is Boutique Sachet Team Spirit. These other two, can't say for sure. They don't have their tags. But I've got these, and I think I've got one more of the yellow and maroon one. Yep, buried down in here. So these I will be using to make some sort of project, not sure what. At least for these ones, I've got 2 balls, so I can make something a little thicker. These I might just make like that, the really basics, roughly scarf, and find somebody to give those to. I know there are some people that really like that style of scarf. I'm not really one, but maybe I can find someone who is. So those will go with the projects. Another strange one that I have is this Red Heart Boutique Ribbons yarn. So this one, it isn't that roughly type. Instead, it's, let's see if you can see a ribbon with holes to crochet into. I have no idea what I'm going to do with this, but maybe I can find something. This yarn in particular I was given. Or maybe I bought it. I don't remember. I believe I was given this though. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with it, but I will find something. Then I've got this yarn. I've used this before to make hats, and to make a hat and a scarf, I believe, or a cowl actually. So I would like to use this to make baby hats. I think it's a really cute yarn. It's kind of flecked with blues purples and pinks, and yeah, I think it's super cute. Getting more down to the bottom of my basket, I've got this really fluffy, fuzzy purple yarn. No idea what kind of yarn it is. This one's thinner though, so I think it'll go through my machine okay. So I'm gonna try and make some baby hats out of that. Another yarn for my temperature blanket. Again, pretty sure that this is Red Heart. This is a yarn that I was given. Acrylic, shiny. I think it's a beautiful color. It's very soft, which makes me think it might be the Karen Simply Soft. It just reminds me of that yarn. Can't say for sure. It didn't come with a tag. It was given to me, so don't know what kind of yarn this is, but I'm definitely going to be making baby hats with this. Oh, I found some more of that purple yarn. I never actually opened it up, so if you're not familiar with it, what it looks like. So it just opens up into this kind of mesh thing, and then you crochet into the holes, and you can make scarves and whatnot with it. So I'll put that with my projects. And I've got this roving wool. I got this because it was on clearance and I was intrigued. It's Lion brand roving wool. In the color, doesn't say. Yeah, I can't find a color. But it's Martha Stewart Crafts. I've never used it. I'm still intrigued. I might try and make something with it, like a felted project maybe. Ooh. So this is going to go over in my projects pile. Then I've got this Lion brand Hometown super bulky yarn. I really like this to make hats. I do have a hat upstairs that I've made with it, but I made the hat a little bit too big, so I don't wear it that often. But it is really warm and I love the color. So this is all I have left. Originally I had, I think, 2 or 3 balls of it. So I'm definitely going to find something to make with this. Maybe I'll pair it with another ball of yarn for a hat or a scarf or something. Here is another blue from my temperature blanket. So another blue. That'll go in my machine knit. And I've got this Premier Just Cotton yarn from the Dollar Tree. I actually really like this yarn to make like face scrubbies or like coasters. It works up into a really good market bag too. Like you can make a whole market bag out of one ball. And I really like the Dollar Tree cotton yarn. It's 85% cotton, 15% polyester, so it's not 100% cotton. But I really like how it works up, and I just think it's a nice yarn. This I will be using to make a project out of. It's not suitable for baby hats. It's a little too scratchy and just stiff. Here I've got some more of that really plasticky gray yarn. So I'm going to be throwing that. I'll be throwing that over there. Here's some more of the Just Cotton in the color Cream. And I believe I've got some other balls of that. So I've got this green, another green, and then the green and white striped. I've got 2 balls of that. This one feels used. Probably made face scrubbies out of it. This one feels like a whole ball. Again, these will be projects. And this is a navy acrylic yarn. I'm not really getting good color on it. Let's see. Yeah, it's hard to see the color on it, but it's a navy, not that much left. I'm pretty sure it's Red Heart, so this will be going in the machine knit. This is a beautiful color yarn. I don't know that I made anything out of it before. I feel like I have, and I'm just not remembering. Let's see if I can. I don't know why I can't get good light on it anymore. But it's like got red and blue, green and purple, kind of in jewel tones, and I really like this color. I think I'm going to be making baby hats out of it. It's really soft, so we'll see how that goes. This right here is the remnants of a Dollar Tree, the Premier yarn. It's the acrylic one. I don't remember what it's called. I don't have the tag anymore. And there's only like half a ball left. So this I will try to use in a baby hat. This actually feels really soft. So I might mix it with another color. If I've got a whole ball of the not Lion Brand, Dollar Tree yarn. So I might pair these together to make a hat. So like make one hat and then make another hat that's both colors or something like that. Not sure, but definitely be making baby hat with that. Here is another yarn from my temperature blanket. This is purple. It's kind of showing up blue in the video, it looks like. But this one was always hard for me to get on camera. It always turns out blue, but it's a really purpley purple. And it's very scratchy. This was probably the scratchiest of the yarns, which, because it was a colder color, I used it a lot because I'm in Minnesota and I was in North Dakota previously. So I worked with a lot of this yarn. I will probably not be using this for baby hats just because it's so scratchy that I don't think washing it or conditioning it would make a big enough difference. This is Fisherman's Wool Lion Brand. Some sort of Lion Brand wool. I know that for sure. And I think it was the Fisherman's Wool. I got this so that I could make dryer balls. So I didn't even crochet with it. And I'm probably just going to keep it for that. I have since lost or have had destroyed all of the dryer balls that I made. So originally what I did was I just used an acrylic yarn that I had and I made a ball, I don't know, about yay big. And then I wrapped it with that and felted it in the washing machine and dryer. Dog got to a few of them and I lost the rest. But I really liked those dryer balls. They worked really well. So I will probably save that to make more of him. Then I've got this, I think, Lion Brand Thick and Quick in 2 different colors. So this is just a cream, plain cream, and this one is cream flecked with black. I don't have, it's black and brown actually. I don't have the original tags. I don't have any more of these. So these are just scraps that might blend with something else to make a whole project. I should probably actually move those to my scrap bag, but that's okay. They're here for now. Here is the remainder of the white that I used for my temperature blanket. I got a smaller ball because I knew that the below 100 days, while there would be a decent number of them, wouldn't use up a huge ball. So this is the remainder. I don't remember what kind of yarn this was. I don't think it was Red Heart, actually. I want to say it was a Walmart brand yarn, actually. So, white yarn. It's pretty soft. Use this for baby hats. This is a cream colored yarn that I think my mom had when I started crocheting at 9. And I would like to use it up. So it's pretty soft. So I will use this for baby hats. The rest of the yellow from my temperature blanket. Some more Hometown yarn. This is in a different color. This one is like a purplish blue kind of a color. So I will be using that for a project of some sort. All right, 3 balls left. So this is more of that the sachet yarn, or the kind that opens up into the mesh. So I'll throw that over there. Then I've got this maroon colored yarn. It's acrylic, no idea what type of yarn it is. It doesn't feel like any of the acrylic yarns I'm used to working with. So it doesn't feel like the Lion Brand or Red Heart Super Saver or like the Walmart or any of those basic acrylic yarns. It could be for all I know, but it just doesn't feel like any of them. And then finally, I've got this black yarn, generic black yarn. Don't know where it came from. And so that's what I'll be working with. All right. So like I said, my knitting machine I have here, and I'm going to be putting those into this box, and then I can make a ton of baby hats. So one of these days I'll have a baby hat making marathon where I'll just sit and video myself making a bunch of baby hats. That way I can donate them to local pregnancy center. And then for the rest of them, the rest of the balls of yarn that I have, I will have to find projects for. As you can see, I don't really have like serious balls of yarn. Most of my whole balls of yarn will be going to knitting machine projects. This is really this one, and then the hometown, or homespun, not hometown, yarn, and then a few of the random oddballs are the ones that have tags still, and the only ones that I have a whole ball left. But I can be pretty thrifty with my yarn, so I'll find a project with it. I know I will. And in the meantime, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye.